here. It's here. Bob had a countdown app on his phone that he showed me. It was on the front page of his phone, and he showed me in January, and it said 250 days out. And he's like, when we get to 100, I'm gonna be freaking out. And that alarm just went off in the hallway. So we're out of time. We're here.
And we're freaking out.
And we're freaking out. Macker, thanks so much for the nice words. It's funny, I never teared up in any trophy ceremony or anything. Won 119 trophies and never teared up. That got me. The video got me. So it's great to be here. First, I just want to say thanks to the International Tennis Hall of Fame for this incredible honor. We've been blown away by the last 48, 72 hours. It's been such a ride. So thank you guys. Thanks Dan, Patrick, Kim, Jeff, Anne-Marie, and your whole staff for making this journey to Newport so special. We also want to congratulate Maria on a legendary career, and it's been a lot of fun to share. It's been a privilege to share the class with you, and congratulations.
So yeah, it was 30 years ago this month that Mike and I won Kalamazoo as two scrawny 17-year-old boys. And that earned us a wild card into the big show, the US Open. And when we showed up on site, security wouldn't let us through the front gates because we looked more like ball kids than actual real players. Somehow we finally got inside those gates and we were in heaven. You know, we were cruising the locker room, trying to play it cool and rubbing shoulders with our heroes, you know, Andre, Pete, and Jim. And it took everything we had not to go up and get autographs.
So as Bob and I stand here in this sacred place before you all and so many legends of the sport, we're feeling those exact same emotions we felt then. An overwhelming sense of awe and gratitude and feeling like this whole thing's a big dream. In this sport, nobody makes it alone. Behind every successful player is a village, and we're very blessed to have an extraordinary one.
Our college coach, Dick Gould, is here with us. Under his leadership, Stanford captured 17 national titles, and to be part of that legacy was a dream. Coach, we were lucky to learn from you on the farm. Your mantra was simple: be proud, but never satisfied. And we carried that with us on tour. It kept us hungry, even in the good times. And Coach, after facing those rabid Georgia Bulldogs in Athens, the Davis Cup road ties felt like pickleball at the park.
We have to thank our childhood buddy and our agent, John Tobias. Thanks for everything, John. And it's only fitting that having to put up with us for 25 years, you had identical twin boys, too. And you told me the other night that every time you put your twins to sleep, you put them in different cribs, you zip them up, you make it really tough to get out, but miraculously, every time you come in the morning, they're sleeping right side by side next to each other in the same crib. So now you know how unique this twin thing is. Our parents said we did the exact same thing. So good luck. I don't know if you have the twin curse or you're blessed. Yeah. Thanks, John.
When we were 10 years old, we watched Ricky Leach, Jay Berger, and the U.S. Davis Cup team take on Mexico in San Diego. That moment lit a fire in us that never went out. Captain McEnroe, Captain Courier, every time we suited up to play for you guys, that was the most important day of our lives. The intensity, the passion, the pride of playing for our country, there's no greater honor. Thank you for believing in us and giving us an opportunity to be part of something that's so much bigger than ourselves.
And thank you to all of our Davis Cup teammates. Andy and James are here. It's so great to have you guys in the house. And I remember in Portland serving out the match for the cup. I looked over to the sidelines, and Andy was already tearing up. So it just shows how special that moment was to all of us. Then it happened. It's still very clear in my mind. We dogpiled on the court, ran around the court with the flag. There's confetti everywhere. And I don't want to name names, but I saw a couple of guys sipping out of the cup. It rhymes with candy, Andy.
Yeah. No, that was an awesome night until Andy tapped me on the shoulder at 3 a.m. and told me that I had to play the dead rubber. Later that morning, I stumbled out there. I fought valiantly, but safe to say I didn't win that match. Yeah.
And Macker, you couldn't have joined our team at a better time. As you said, we lost a bunch of Grand Slam finals in a row. We were playing for that anti-slam. And I remember before the U.S. Open final there, we were really nervous. And you gave us one of your classic pregame speeches. You were so calm. And you said, hey, boys, nothing of value is ever given to you. You got to go out there and seize it. Be the alpha dogs. Play free, and don't forget to bring that powerful twin energy.
No, and that mindset helped us play one of the best matches of our life. And we went on to finish #1 in the world 9 of the next 10 years with Macker by our side. Macker never once complained. You know, he worked as hard as we did, if not harder. And he always infused our team with positivity and optimism. So, Macker, we were lucky to call you our coach, and more importantly, our friend. Thank you.
We're also very fortunate to have a few other coaches and mentors who had a huge impact on us. Can't name them all today, but Phil Farmer is here, and he helped us break through, win our first slam, the French Open, hit #1 for the first time. And we were all young kids when we started together, and we called ourselves the Wolf Pack. And it's because of our close bond, so thanks for being here, Phil. Thanks, Wolfie.
And Dave Marshall, who helped us have a resurgence at the end of our career, kept believing in us when I was popping Advil and hobbling around on a metal hip. Thank you, Dave. Mark Bay, who's been helping us since we were teenagers, been there for so many great moments and so many big matches. Thanks, Mark.
Doubles was our love from day one. Each and every day, we worked hard on our reflex volleys, our soft hands. We studied the great teams like the Woodies. Our dad would even sit us down, make us watch some of that old black and white footage, grainy footage from the 30s of Bob Lutz and Stan Smith. Stan's here today, one of the all-time greats, Stan Smith. And he just told me inside that my shoe that we did a signature Bryan Bros K-Swiss shoe, and it looks too much like his shoe. So he's in the process of suing us right now. But we loved everything about doubles. We loved the strategy, the teamwork, sharing in the highs and lows. Like our personalities, our games complemented each other perfectly. But our superpower was our energy. Whether it was jamming in music in hotel rooms or playing on some of the biggest stadiums in tennis, when our energy was locked on, we felt like an unstoppable force.
For most of my career, I had the #1 player in the world living across the hall. You know, if I was ever feeling lazy, Mike would drag me off the couch and get me on the court. We built a gym in our garage at home, and our trainer, Gary Paul, who's here, hung a huge sign on that wall that said, "No off season." We didn't take vacations. We missed our best friend's wedding. And sometimes we even missed funerals to chase this dream. We kept the bar high for a long time. It wasn't always easy, but we had each other. And that always made the wins so much sweeter and the losses easier to bear.
Now to my wife and mother of our 2 little boys, Jake and Tommy, right here in the purple. Your love and your love and constant support holds our family together. You're the true hero because you hold down the fort when I'm on the road somehow miraculously do that, and you do it so effortlessly. So, hey, Tommy. But Nadia, I love you with all my heart. Thank you for being here.
When I was about 14 years old, my mom would call me down to her lesson court at the club so that I could help her demonstrate the serve to a little 9-year-old girl who was also left-handed. I eventually brought that little lefty with me on tour for over a decade, and together we now have 3 beautiful little right-handers, Michaela, Bobby, and Richie. Yeah. Michelle, words don't do you justice, but thank you for sacrificing your career to support mine and for giving us, or me, the most beautiful thing and most important thing in my life, our family.
Mom and Dad, this honor belongs to you as much as it does to us. You gave us everything you had. You never took a day off. Your love, your guidance. You want to take it?
You got it. Yeah. You got it.
Your belief in us, it was always there. And you guys built a world for us where tennis, it was never a job. It was never a grind. It was joy, it was fun, and most importantly, it was family.
And our favorite memories aren't about the trophies. You know, it's about playing capture the flag on the grass field of the club, about playing time zone at the end of clinic. It's about, you go? Or about cramming the 4 of us into a Motel 6 in the middle of nowhere and sharing laughs over a late night bowl of grits at the Waffle House.
They're about listening to my dad's oldies on the radio and falling asleep in the back seat of the car on the long drive to the Fiesta Bowl, doing what we love together.
And we always felt you there, you know, whether it was a call for a quick tip on the volley or an email after a heartbreaking loss in Shanghai. Your support seemed to always come at the perfect time, and it always gave us that boost that we needed.
And our home was a little different. We didn't have TV in our house. Instead, we had musical instruments set up right in the middle of our living room, which filled our house with creativity. To this day, music's been a big part of our lives, and it's allowed Bob and I to connect on a different level.
Our parents had a vision that true success is not about wins and losses. It's about balancing all parts of life. It's about making learning enjoyable and motivating through fun, playing before teaching. And now that we're parents and we have kids of our own, we understand how challenging and important that job is, and we understand how incredibly lucky we are to have you as our parents. Thank you. Love you.
All right. Tennis has always been more than a sport for us. It's been a mirror for our lives. At one time, we were little boys chasing Agassi through a parking lot for an autograph, and years later, we're staring him down from across the net. We idolized the Jensen brothers and would practice their chest bump in our bedroom, and that same chest bump became what tennis fans remember us by.
At 12 years old, we went to a national camp down in Key Biscayne, Florida, coached by Captain Tom Gullickson. Just a few months ago, I took my 11-year-old son, Bobby, to a camp in Orlando, and there was Goalie teaching Bobby the same lessons he taught us. That's tennis. It stays with you, gets in your blood, it connects generations, and somehow it all comes full circle.
Each day when we made that 7-minute drive to the Cabrillo Racket Club, if our dad ever saw a piece of trash on the side of the road, he'd pull the car over, we'd jump out, we'd pick it up. He'd often say to us, always leave the campsite cleaner than when you found it.
And Mike and I have tried to live by this rule. not just on the side of the road, but with the tennis fans, with our foundation, and we've tried to give back to the sport that has given us so much. We hope in some small way we've left the tennis campsite a little cleaner and a little bit better than we found it.
You're done. He's done. So thank you again to the International Tennis Hall of Fame. This has been a ride of a lifetime. Been literally one of the coolest days of our lives. And thank you all for being here to share it with us. I know we ran out of time, but we got time for one final chest bump. So